What's going on, guys? This is Restless Corpse from VirtualBromance, and this is Console Gamer in PC Land, Episode 3. Before I get into the actual console versus PC thing for me, I want to talk about how amazing this map is. I've always been a big fan of Epicenter. Epicenter and Marquez Monolith and Azadi Palace are really good maps. Telemarket is pretty alright as well. I just think that the entire Aftermath DLC is pretty goddamn amazing. I've always liked maps, or I've always wished that Battlefield had maps like this that were urban settings, that, you know, you were fighting in alleys between skyscrapers and buildings and fighting in the streets and stuff like that. And this map is just probably the best for that. It's not necessarily my favorite map, but it might be my second favorite. Marquez Monolith is my favorite just because I'm so into the vehicle combat as well, especially the choppers. But I'll be getting into that in a later episode. But as for the console versus PC thing for me, my aim is getting a lot better. I seem to be doing pretty well in medium to long range now with regards to aim. Not so much the extreme close, unless it's point blank. I mean, point blank is kind of hit or miss when it comes down to who saw who first, I guess. But what baffles me is that my aim super long range is better than my aim close range. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe when it's long range, most of the time these people might not see me before I see them, and I guess that always could be a thing. But as you'll see in this video, a lot of my close range encounters will end in me getting killed, whereas a lot of my medium range to long range encounters don't. I did go negative in this match, but that's to be expected with this whole undertaking to begin with. But it was not nearly as negative as I thought it was going to be. I believe it was only by about 4 deaths. Also, in regards to the match, it's pretty neck and neck right now. We're winning, but about halfway through the match, we're actually down by about 200 tickets, and we end up winning the match by maybe 2 tickets. I think we had 2 or 3 tickets. It was either 2 or 3 tickets at the end when we took the last one, and it was pretty epic. I was almost, you know, doing the solo guy cheering, and which brings me to another thing. In the Xbox version, and I would assume that that's even different from the PC version or the PS3 version as well, because the Xbox, I don't know what's going on with that crate. Oh, there was a crane above it. Okay, I didn't notice that until just now. With the Xbox version, most of the people that you're going to be playing with have a headset, and there's a lot of talking within the squad, which was good. Even when you're playing with randoms, sometimes you get a lot of talking. I know that most people are in a party or whatever, but on the PC version, I don't even know if there's chat support for it, because I literally have never heard anyone chatting in the squad. And I'm always in a squad because it's a squad-based game, and I always actually try my best to either spawn on a squad mate or on their beacons, because, you know, it doesn't hurt to give them a couple extra points. You know, I'm a team player that way. It's VirtualBromance, not Virtual Solo Mance. But in any case, speaking, you know, of that, the communication and the cooperation and whatnot, there are several times in this match where I'm just literally blown away by how many people on my team are in one place, you know, rushing a flag, or, you know, trying to move the battlefront up, and it's just so amazing. Right here, I actually went off on my own, and it was a really bad idea. Like, I got that 1 kill, but that's it. And it's something that I generally don't do on the PC version because there's so many players. If you go off on your own, there's a really good chance that you're going to run into, you know, sometimes half the team, and half the team is, you know, 16 people. So I try not to do that. I try to stick with my squad a lot. I also enjoy playing Assault the most because I like being a combat medic, and that's another reason to stick with your squad. But let's see. Oh, back to my aim though. It is improving. It is improving. I have been playing a lot. It's not improving as much as I would like. I still have some issues, mostly with movement with the keyboard. I kind of wish there was a left half Xbox controller, right half mouse type of controller that I could use, because that would really be pretty awesome. There's a lot of times where I have to stop and look down at the keyboard still, because I just don't, I'm not used to playing that way. Mostly after I remapped the prone key to Q, that's really helped. But changing my weapons, like whipping out the defibrillator to save someone, there's generally a pause before I end up back with my weapon. And a lot of times when I'm running up to someone, I'll get there before I've had a chance to switch to the defibrillator and stand there like a jackass, for a second before I pull it out. I have yet to run out of ammo with my main weapon and switch to my sidearm and actually get a kill, because that is just something that I mean, I could use the mouse wheel, but most of the time I'll go too far and I'll, throw a health pack or something. Right here I was pretty upset. I should have had that guy, no problem. And I know I probably would have died right after anyway, but if I could have killed him a little earlier, I maybe would have been able to get into cover before his friend came around the corner. Which brings us to another thing about the PC version that is quite different to me than the Xbox version, is I have not knifed a single person yet. And on the Xbox, like, I strive for fucking dog tags, and it's just like a second nature to me. If I'm close enough to someone, I thumb the Y button and I get myself a tag. Whereas on here, and I know the button it's F, and I've always got my finger on D to begin with, and it shouldn't be that tough, but I just don't have the muscle memory for that, I guess. And I just don't think to, shift my finger just a little bit to hit that F key. So I end up getting lots of point blank kills or dying. But it's just something I'm gonna have to work on. Let's see, what else do I have a problem with? Throwing a health pack is getting a little bit easier for me. I'm not real sure. Maybe it's just because the 3 is right above the W, and that technically should make it easier for me to switch to my sidearm as well when I run out of ammo, but for some reason it doesn't. This part right here kind of is what I was talking about with a lot of the teamwork, and that was a pretty sweet double kill through that gap. I was pretty excited about that. Just the sheer amount of teammates we have in this area trying to fight to get out of this corridor, even though they were holding us in there pretty good and we're down by 200 tickets, like I said, it was a really fun moment. There'll be another one right toward the end that I'll talk about. But overall, I didn't do too horrible. I could have done a lot worse. I would have done a lot worse had this been, at the start of this series. I think maybe that the couple matches, this death right here was pretty upsetting. I should have had him. I fired, I have 4 rounds left in my clip, so I fired, 27 rounds at him and couldn't kill him. What the hell is it saying now? Well, regardless, the fact that there's so many like teammates together doing things really blows me away. Like with this part on Xbox, this many people would probably be your entire team, and that means that the other team would be running around capping flags and just destroying the shit out of you. Whereas now, what I imagine, if you look over there, there's a whole group of people over there as well. It seems to me like this is a battlefront. There's 2, possibly 3 groups all fighting in these different locations, and it seems like a real fight to me. Also, I may have talked about the situational awareness in the previous episode, and I may have talked about it earlier in this episode. I can't really remember now, but I want to say that it's getting slightly better, but I still do really stupid things. Like, I'll see a guy run past me, and it won't look like he's got anybody behind him, so I'll pop out and try to kill him, and there'll be like 12 dudes behind him. And I just gotta, I've got to learn to wait a little bit to kill, to go for these kills, just to make sure that they don't have their whole team behind them. It's a lot different than playing on Xbox with only 12 versus 12, because generally if you see a guy by himself, he's either only got 1 or 2 people from his squad with him, or he's by himself, and the dynamic is just completely changed when you have 32 versus 32, and it's something that I need to work on. There's also, I have a problem with, if I'm shooting someone who's turning a corner, I'll immediately give chase, and that is not something I need to do. I'm not sure if it was in this video or a game I played earlier. I started shooting at a guy, almost had him, and he ran around a corner, and I immediately started sprinting, and he just popped right back around the corner and killed me. And I was like, oh, I gotta learn to stop doing that. Right there, I should have had that guy, but again, my close range fighting is just not where it needs to be. Like, moving the mouse, I'll overshoot the target and start shooting to the side, whereas, this guy's probably been playing this game forever, and he just lays into me. Right here, I feel like maybe if I had killed this guy a little quicker, I would have escaped death, because right after I kill this guy, I get shot from the right. But then again, there was the guy right in front of me, so that might not have been the case. I think right here is where I actually get a couple really long-range kills, and that just, it baffles me, because I mean, you can see I don't really fire too many times at him, so my long-range aiming is not really that bad. I'm not naive enough to think that the other guys didn't get maybe 80 kill assist points or something on them, but that's not the point. Anyway, let's see the match. A few more minutes into it. I did cut up the video just in the interest of keeping it, short-ish. I don't know what that guy was waiting for. Like, he was clearly standing in front of the spawn beacon to murder whoever spawned in it, and when I spawned in, he didn't do anything. But yeah, I cut out a lot of like repeat deaths, like when you get revived and then get shot again right after. I cut things like that out. I cut if I spawned and didn't really do anything noteworthy, or the death right after that wasn't like one of those deaths that points out what I'm trying to point out here. I just cut it down. I was going for 15 minutes and ended up 17 minutes, and that's alright. Right here, this is what we call a Duke Yard sale. I mean, there's 5 people there. I had no chance, especially considering I didn't even know if they were there. I mean, I ran around the corner blindly. It was pretty dumb. Let's see. This, I'm going to pop out and completely miss this guy. It just, I mean, that just really shows that my aim needs a lot of work and close range. And again, it just really bothers me that my aim with medium to long range is better than my close range, because, to be honest, even though the maps are large and you're going to be fighting a lot of medium to long range, it just really makes me think that I need to work on that close range fighting, especially since I'm, like I said in the previous episode, that I am like a rusher. I like to get in there. I don't like to camp. I like to get in there and do work. I like to take the flags or arm the MCOMs, you know. Also, this tunnel, I spent a lot of time in this tunnel. I am not really sure if this tunnel was in the Xbox version or not. I don't remember. I haven't played it in a while because I've been playing the PC version. But I used this tunnel to get to A a lot, and it more often than not turned into like a pretty satisfying gunfight. Let's see, we're going to be coming up. All right, so right here, this is probably one of the best moments for me in this match because there are just so many people on my team fighting for A. And as you can see, we're still down, but we're coming back. And I think after we take A, this is like the turning point. We do end up winning this match, like I said, by like 2 tickets. What's really cool about it is there's already a lot of people behind me fighting in this one spot. But when we clear out the people in front of us and we go over there, there's a whole other giant group that comes through the doorway to assist and take A. And that's just amazing to me, the level of teamwork, considering nobody talks, you know. And I'm sure everybody's in Skype or TeamSpeak or something like that. But I don't know. It really makes me love this game even more. That it's more like a real war than it is just people running around trying to kill each other, and that's pretty fucking awesome. In any case, that pretty much about wraps up this episode of Console Gamer and PC Land. If you enjoyed the video or you enjoy what I'm trying to do with this series, go ahead and like and subscribe. It'll really help me out. And also, if you've got any tips or tricks, go ahead and send them my way. And I will see you guys in the next episode.